So thanks for checking in part 2 here of Cars and Bids, sell your 2007 Aston Martin Vantage. Took a couple days, but got an email from Cars and Bids asking for more information because they accepted the car. And so in the preliminaries, they don't ask a ton of information, but once they've accepted your car as something that they're willing to auction on their site, then they dig a little bit deeper and get into the weeds more in order to formulate the listing. And one of the coolest things I've noticed to date about this, besides the time factor that is required to get there, is that they take all this data, they take all this information, they take the research they know and understand about the vehicles, they match that to your pictures and photos, and they put together the listing in an organized fashion that they understand best serves the buyers and generating the comfort required to buy a car sight unseen. One thing I noticed about the chat feature on the right hand side here is that it is not real time. So the chat box there is very much a mirror of the emails you will receive from Cars and Bids along the journey here. Everyone has been really nice to work with. And the only thing that, like anybody that wants to get something done and has obsessive compulsive disorder like myself, then, like to keep things moving. Plus, I still harbor a tremendous amount of anxiety going with a no reserve auction, but I'm going to stick with my guns. I do believe that's the right way to go about this. I know that's preferred by Cars and Bids, and I know that gins up the buyers a good bit as well. You're starting to probably notice here on the screen how all those images are posted in there. I also am attaching the URL to my Aston Martin playbook, or playlist, I believe is actually the right term. So by adding the playlist, anybody that's actually looking into this can not only see the static images, but all of the acquisition and maintenance that has been done to the Vantage since I picked it up there in January. So it is at this stage that you put down your cash for your auction. No reserve 49, reserve 89, and I don't remember if it's 49.99, 89.99 or not. And I encourage you to take a good look at the rules and regulations surrounding this. Like any rules and regulations, they tend to favor the party that wrote them, but I didn't see anything egregious and outrageous in there. The thing to notice is that while the fee to list is relatively low, I should say, not very low, but relatively low, the buyer side is where some of the cost gets absorbed because they pay a 4.5% buyer's fee, and I think there's a minimum of about $225. You see here I'm uploading more and more photos as the Cars and Bids folks review the material sent over to them and identify what is missing. So if there's one key takeaway, is to just take some pictures of your car and then take more. If you could hang the thing upside down and shoot the bottom of it, I'm sure they would love that just as much. One of the items that they were really struggling with was my image of the odometer, which was reading out in kilometers. So one item that I had to pay for in order to list this effectively and probably not scare away some buyers was the changing that ECU and having a file uploaded by Aston Martin to change over from kilometers to miles and from Celsius/centigrade over to Fahrenheit for the temperature readings in the infotainment screen. So now we're getting down to brass tacks, where I'd sent over basically everything they'd requested, and here we go with the actual listing, or a very close approximation thereof of what will go live. And so you can see here we've got the multiple images from all angles inside and out showing the car. And I was fortunate in that because I run the YouTube channel here, I did have a lot of images, but I also took extra ones, paying special attention to anywhere where I thought somebody would want to know the state of the car. And here's the real money shot when it comes to the listing, is you get Doug DeMuro's take. There's a lot to love about this V8 Vantage. Not only does it boast an accident-free history report and a 6-speed manual transmission, but it also has an aftermarket power pack with an ECU tune for more power, and a sport exhaust too. No reserve is the icing on the cake, as it will make this Vantage even more exciting. Not that it needs any help, as these have been huge hits on Cars and Bids for their exotic brand name, beautiful styling, and affordable price. So obviously there's a lot more details here. They really do lay this out in an effective way, and I can see as a buyer how I'd really appreciate all the information that's presented in these listings. And then obviously the YouTube channel is really going to help out. I did request one small change because I put the fuse back into the exhaust, but that's it. Auction's coming up, folks.